Hi everybody, this is Mary Ellen coming to you once again from Moonrise Cottage for your May 2018 Soul Tarot reading. Welcome to everyone. If you're new and you don't know, I always start with the image as directed by my spirit guides, and this month I'm starting with the image from April. There's been a beautiful unfolding happening, and I'm going to do a little bit of review, but I just want to have you look into the cards for a moment to get a sense of what was happening in April. And we'll jump in just a moment. I'm going to say hi. Hi, everyone. Wonderful to be here with you as always. I am using the beautiful Celtic Wisdom Tarot deck developed by Caitlin Matthews. And a reminder, my website is up. It is moonrisecottagesoultarot.com. You can find the link in the description box below the video. It's also on the landing photo of my channel. So there's a direct link. You can just click on it. It'll take you right to the website. So you can schedule your readings. I offer distance healing and relationship readings, regular readings for individuals, various lengths and price points, hopefully available to everyone. I try to keep it really inexpensive. So let's jump in. In April, we saw the continuation of a journey that started at the beginning of the year about our unfolding and our transition, our evolving into the, Spirit saying, the energetic place from which we will take our journey. There was a lot of talk about battle and the type of battle that we've been going through as human beings. And in April, we saw ourselves coming to this place. If you look at the card in the center row on the far right, that is the foundation of skill. And so through your transition and your evolving, you in April came to a new place, a new foundation, in order to forge, literally, from your passion, what you will need, the tools, using the tools available, you are forging the new tools with which you will work going forward. There was discussion in that reading about the battles. If you look at the bottom row, we see the King of Battle, whose a Spirit saying mission, I'm going to put the word destiny, was to lose a part of himself through his own battles in order to regain it and regain something that had been lost, coming deeply in line with the spiritual realm for a healing. The King of Battle looks directly into the Sacred Mother, who helps souls transition, bringing the gifts that they will need for their journey. And there on the last card on the human walk, we see the notation of an adventure. Going forward with all of the bounty that's been given to you to have a grand adventure. And then above the King of Battle, the card on the far left of the center row, we see a beautiful augury, a prophecy about victory, and letting you know that you are standing in the moments in April just before you put your hands on the sword of victory. And if you look at that left-hand column, we see the King of Battle, and that journey ushering you into this place of being transformed and being prepared. And above that, we see a major arcana card that spoke about your destiny in terms of bringing you into the realm of harmony within your own being. And sitting next to that beautiful card, looking directly at it, we see the beautiful Queen of Art, who sits suspended in the spiritual realm, weaving together the strings of your destiny. And next to her, accompanying that, we see another prophecy. The woman who was a seer, who was naming, that's interesting, Spirit saying the word itinerary. I guess we're going to get back to that message. But basically, naming the succession of kings and the destiny that would unfold going forward from that lineage. In the center row, right in the middle, we see you sitting with Spirit under the light of the full moon, with the river of knowledge flowing into you through the use of the yin-yang energy. And the card to the right of that, is the spirit message that came over the top about being in a place where you sit in a joyful way, peaceful, reviewing your beautiful battles and what has come to pass and where it is you are now in order to go forward. It was a lovely message. And then we come into the days of May, which are kind of blowing me away because I'm realizing as I'm doing this reading, my gosh, we're almost halfway through the year. So with that notion of April, take a look at the cards for May. It's fairly astounding movement and shift and change. So the card that comes right over the top as the spirit message is the King of Skill. And having gone through the transition that we've been through, that you've been through as an Aquarius, we see you've come basically to the top of your game. There's the King of Skill, who has been through many battles. And in this moment, his shield is hung at his back on the wall. He's transitioned over the waters into this beautiful place of light. And from this place, like the Judgment of Skill last month, we see him making the shoes for his new journey. He is preparing for what comes next because his walk has been transformed. That's a beautiful message to have over the top of the reading, giving light and theme to the discussion that Spirit wants to have this month going forward. And so with that, the Spirit's saying that, opening the way is what Spirit's talking about. You have been prepared in order to wind your destiny. And the card that sits to the left of the King of Skill is the card that indicates the way in which you stand. So just look at those two cards together. Spirit says there's a sacred alignment now from the spirit realm into the human realm. So we see again a notation of yin-yang energy. Having captured the power of that, you begin to wind the threads of your own destiny. That is the woman of skill, here to accompany you. The woman of skill holds the sacred spool of destiny in her hands, and she is able to wind her destiny around the sacred tower of inspiration. That's what we see in the background. Standing here on earth, completely aligned with the mystical realm, and very activated. A lot of energy has come into her. And she stands in this beautiful red gown with feathers on the bottom. A notation about taking flight into what comes next. A really lovely way to announce the journey that you'll be having in the month of May. On the bottom row on the left, that's the first card in the human realm. That is the beautiful dialogue of skill. And I want to take a moment to just delve a little deeper into this notion. It's a mythical story about Merlin and about the journey that he had, all the trials and tribulations, all the battles of being human. There it is. Spirit's talking about Merlin being transformed. That's what the blue garment is about. He's traveled a long distance through his human existence, and he got lost, and he needed some assistance to come home. So the fact that the King of Battle was here, let me transition over. Last month, in April, in this very position, announcing this transition, announcing the reclaiming through these battles of a lifetime. And now in May, we see this beautiful dialogue with the spirit realm about the transition, about the place into which you have developed, Spirit is saying. So I'm going to read you a little bit from the text about the mythology of this card. No one can restore Merlin to his right mind after a long period of madness brought on by exposure to the horrors of battle. He wanders alone in the weathers within the Caledonian forest. It is only when the great poet Taliesin comes to his old friend and relates to him the creation of the world that Merlin is restored. Taliesin describes the elements, the weather, the natural world, and its inhabitants, and so recreates a context for Merlin to take up his life again. Merlin's moment of reintegration comes about when the complex web of life is rewoven for him upon the skillful tongue of Talesian. It is only when the fragmented soul is given a living, meaningful context that it can be reassembled. So, given the fact that we had the notation in April about this battle, about regaining something, and going on this adventure toward that end, into the realm of the spirit side of yourself, on the top row of cards, we see this beautiful notation of bringing harmony into a central position, and the harmony of being, the harmony of your particular being used as a strategy going forward. And there is the beautiful Queen of Art, weaving the strings of your destiny. And so this month, we see the actuation of that in a very profound way. As you transition through the month, your human walk will be about solidifying and activating the destiny into which you have traversed, Spirit says. So the card to the right of the dialogue of skill is a prophecy. This is the augury of knowledge. It's really beautiful. And last month, there was a lot of chatter about the cycles of the moon. And here we see this beautiful prophetess who has come into the realm of all-knowing on the cycle of the new moon, which will be very important for you this month. When the new moon comes, sit and take some time. Write down the destiny that you're wanting to move toward and what it is you desire. And know that you are in direct communication, because what has happened is you have gone through a transformation and you have been reactivated into the destiny that was meant for you, which is why this card follows the beautiful dialogue of skill. And you're able now to take in and then transmit all of the spiritual knowledge that you now embody in order to go forward, having been reformed and renewed into this place. And I love that this woman is, Spirit saying, the feminine manifestation of Merlin. Again, more notation about yin and yang, and the power of what happens when you really take that energy into yourself in an intellectual way and begin to integrate it into your being so that you are aligned with the sacred flow of that type of energy inside yourself and from the spirit realm to the earthly realm. Following right on the heels of that, again, the cards sort of notating the discussion from Spirit, we see the beautiful soul going on its journey. Very clear message for you, Aquarius, this month. So as humans, we have an awakening. Do you see the Kundalini awakening happening along the spine of this notation of humanity that slumbers through its life, attempting to regain its connection to the soul? And in that struggle, in that battle, when you regain yourself, the soul rises through the portal, walks out into the spiritual realm, into the sacred bowl of renewal, in order to turn the sacred spiral of its own destiny. What a powerful message. It's incredibly astounding to me, the way the cards have been coming out. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen some of the readings, go back to the readings from the beginning of the month and check it out. Skip through lightly a little bit. And then, if you don't know, there was a butterfly that showed up here, sandwiched in between two raging snowstorms in the beginning of March. This is the message that's been coming over and over. And so your walk begins in this manner, because you have been renewed and restored, and you are able to do the work of the soul that comes next while you are having your human journey. Beautiful message. The Spirit card on the middle row, on the very left, has everything to do with this journey that you are on. We see another notation of battle. That is the Woman of Battle. Beautiful card. She stands dressed in her passion. She holds her personal power in her hands. She has her sacred amulet around her neck. She has been initiated, and she stands fully invested with her own power in order to move the journey forward, and she looks into the winds of change. I love the fact that one hand grasps her power, her spear, and the other remains raised up and open to what is to come next. And the mythology behind this card is about someone who's come through their journey, has been prepared, and then is often the first one into the gap. Very brave, very clear. Look at the clarity on this person's face. Very calm, very centered, awaiting her destiny. It's astounding to me. It's beautiful. The fact that this transition is coming in a way that is so measured, and the way the unfolding has happened has been I'm going to switch back to the cards. Spirit saying it has been a very intentional movement. Spirit's talking about measurement, about the measure of change that you're experiencing month on month, having come through the incredible battles of 2017 in order to step into this type of renewal and shift and change. And standing just above her, we see the King of Art. So if you look at that left-hand column, we see Spirit talking about your renewal, talking about your shift and change, and the trials and tribulations of life having brought you to a place where you thought you were lost. And the reason for those moments is in order to bring this great shift and change so that you can attend to your life and your soul mission in a new way. And all that has come before has been perfectly ordered in order to prepare you to stand with the woman of battle, to connect your human walk with your spiritual soul destiny. And so the beautiful King of Art, the sacred warrior Luke, who is the Pathfinder, and he stands aligned with the beautiful woman of battle. He is a warrior of the mystical realm, and his sacred mythology is all about having a spear. Spirit's talking about your own internal energy, being the spear that is able to clear away obstacles and find the way forward. Highly activated at the third eye and the heart chakra. Standing in this beautiful field of wheat. Remember the little mouse that was going on an adventure? This is the place into which you have arrived. It was the adventure that was meant for you. And it's why the cards are aligned the way they are. Standing right next to Lou, who clears away obstacles and finds the pathway, we see a card, another judgment card. This is the judgment of knowledge. It is about exactly that topic, about coming to a place where the knowledge that you are imbued with comes right to the surface, and you are able to face your obstacles, release yourself from them, and move forward fully invested with your knowledge and your personal power. So in the mythology of this card, it's about a person who had a certain amount of goodwill, Spirit says, and social status because of that. Someone who had some wealth. And there were some challenges that were impeding him. And after he became aware of what it was that was causing a problem in the background, he was able to stand in front and face those challenges and vanquish them, Spirit says. So the story that goes with this was about some people who were causing a problem. Something was being taken from him without his knowledge. And he finally came to the place where he was able to stand up and say, hey, that's not going to happen anymore. I'm done with that. I'm going to take back my power, and you will be vanquished into the forest to live out your days as a beast. So there may be some literal connection for you in terms of the people you encounter. I always like to take these messages in the broadest way possible. Let me toggle back so you can look while I'm chatting. I believe, given the way the unfolding has been happening, that we are really talking about ourselves. All of us have within ourselves obstacles, challenges, fear of stepping in, fear of change, fear of moving forward, and the things that keep us separate from our soul journey. Luke is here to clear away those obstacles, to give you the power and the energy and the clarity from your heart chakra and your third eye in order to have that moment where you regain your sense of equilibrium, just like Merlin did in the Dialogue of Skill on the bottom left. Standing right next to that, we see the beautiful liberator of devotion. So look at the far right-hand column of cards. And giving everything that has been said, we see you setting out on your soul journey, having been renewed and regaining yourself. And in the regaining, we see a deep activation of your ability as a human spirit walking upon the earth. And from that stable place, from that prophecy of what will come forward, you go on your soul journey. And we see the King of Skill sandwiched in the middle as a note, Spirit says, to help you understand that the time has come and you are ready. Through this human spirit soul journey, you have become liberated through the judgment of the knowledge that has come to you, with the assistance of Luke to clear away whatever obstacles remain that need to be attended to in the month of May. The Liberator of Devotion is a major arcana card. It is a reflection, Spirit says, of what is happening on the soul level, reflecting from your earthly journey on the bottom row of cards. This is feminine energy, and there is the shamanistic journey. You are being carried across. You are being assisted in all of these ways into the new life that is meant for you, to liberate the devotion that you feel in your heart and find the path that you are meant to be on as all of humanity transitions out of the work of 2017 and into the incredible unfolding that is meant for us this year in 2018. If you don't know, or you're new to the channel, this illustration is about the Sheila Nagi. This image was found carved by the ancient peoples as life was shifting and changing and transitioning. And the Christian faith began to move into the Celtic realm. This figure was found predominantly carved into the south-facing wall of churches, of Christian churches, marrying the two together. And, part of what I believe is aligning that movement. Destiny unfolds in the way that it's meant to. And whatever your religious affiliation is, there is sort of this idea of carrying through from what has been with us in ancient times, so that our soul journey was continuing through the religious traditions that were rising on the earth in those days, Spirit says. Marrying the two together for a soul journey. It's very interesting to me. And now there's a lot going on about the return of the sacred feminine and the restoration, Spirit says, of the sacred masculine. In these moments, that is the yin and yang that is happening. What a powerful message. And Aquarius, you have inherent in your nature being the change maker, being the edge walker, being the creator in your own life and carrying that energy forward into that earthly realm through your existence in order to help humanity with your particular energy set move into its destiny. So there are some words coming through. I'm going to go back to the cards. So this destiny that you have as an Aquarius, Spirit's talking about the way in which your particular journey helps the journey of humanity move forward. Because of the unfolding of your destiny and the energy set point that you carry, when you come into this realm so deeply into yourself, becoming a human reflection of the soul journey, that vibration emanates from you. So let's take a little look at the center column. On the human walk, we see that deep discussion about unfolding and being regenerated in order to come into the prophecy that is your destiny. And sitting right above the beautiful augury, the prophecy of knowledge being activated, we see you standing in your human life in the center of this reading, embodying the idea and the power and the energy of the woman of skill, able to wind the threads of your own destiny. In order to have this judgment of knowledge on a soul level and to cast away those things that are impeding you, so that you will be liberated into a new life, to have the walk that is meant for you. And so the outcome card is another major arcana card. And in this reading, we see a lot of notation about shift and change, about a new walk. And standing next to the King of Skill, the shaper of growth is the outcome for this month. So you are literally making the shoes for your new journey and transitioning through the beautiful liberator of your devotion and the soul journey that you're on. The shaper of growth, the sacred mother, who literally shepherds souls across their journey through the portal into the earthly realm, bringing with them, inherent in their beings, all the bounty that they need in order to have their journey and be successful. I'm going to toggle back because I want to just have you look at the array of cards. And the fact that the other thing I want to note for you is that in the month of April, we see the Sacred Mother aligned with the King of Battle and this new adventure that is coming. Those things in and of themselves are not prophecies, but we do see a prophecy about the new way of doing battle, just above the King of Battle, an augury. The augury of battle, the moment before victory, and what you transition through in the month of April, coming into this place of harmony, assisted by the beautiful Queen of Art, weaving the strings of your destiny, and next to her this prophecy about the lineage of kings. And here we are in May. The first card out, standing over the top of the reading, is the King of Skill. So this is about the skills you are gaining and the way you have walked into this journey, the destiny that was available to you all this time, Spirit says. So, that's one of the reasons that I always talk about the thoughts and the images that come to me about being your own destiny, about being your own purpose. And spirit guides that I have, wanting to speak to you in a very pointed way to help you understand the beauty of your own being, the beauty of your trials and tribulations, and the beauty of your destiny, and why you are here to fulfill a particular destiny. This is why you are your own purpose, and what you do in your life, of course, matters to everyone. But understand that Spirit's saying there is no failure. It doesn't matter if you mop floors or if you're CEO of a giant company. Your destiny is wound up in that which is your being, Spirit says. So Aquarius, thank you for being here with me. Once again, I really love all the beautiful messages that I get from people. Thank you for your accompaniment. This is me on my little journey. I'm doing the best I can, just like you are. So trust yourself, trust your journey. And do me a favor, please. I always forget to say this. Please, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe and share these videos as widely as possible. Thank you. Have a wonderful month. I'm going to leave you with the image of the cards, and I'll look forward to seeing you in May or June. Thank you, Aquarius.